So, Linus Sanders, it's race week and it's long course racing again. How does it feel?
The excitement is building now. It's real. It's real. We did the face off, and there's no turning back now. There's nowhere to hide on this course. There's no excuses. If you get a flat tire, you got a spare bike on the car behind you. There's nowhere to hide here. So you better come and you better be ready to fight all the way to the finish. And I'm a little nervous about that, but I'm also excited.
Of course, it's not a battle. It's a battle. It's not a normal race. Tell us, is there a difference mentally and physically?
Of course, there's a difference from the standpoint of there's no tactics really. I mean, I guess if you meet each other somewhere out on the course, there could be a little bit of tactics, but I think the goal for this event has always been to go as fast as you possibly can. So there will be no tactics. The tactic is ride is basically as hard as you can and have a little bit of confidence that you're not going to blow up. But in order to do something that's never been done before, you're going to have to take risks, and maybe you do blow up. And this is the opportunity of a lifetime for me. I'm not going to come here to do some soft race. What's the point in that? To finish second in a field of two is irrelevant. So, for me, from my standpoint, I mean, I am going to ride pretty darn hard, maybe the hardest I've ever rode, and find out what happens on the other side. So you get nervous about that, but you also get a little bit of excitement because of the what ifs. And so it's cool. It's a really cool event.
There were lots of comments in the internet saying, yeah, Lionel is the right guy for this because he's the fighter you need for such a battle. But there were also comments say, okay, when Jan swims like he swims, and where's your chance after? Maybe many people were saying that would be difficult for you to catch him. What would you say? Where's your role in this?
Well, I mean, it's all in how you execute. Like if this was a tactical race, it'd be a totally different story. But by virtue of the fact that there's no drafting that's going to happen, so it is an individual race, and as well, it's cool. And as well, there's no technicalities on the bike. These are all great things for a guy who can push big power. And I mean, I know I can push big power. I've held 318 watts at Ironman Arizona in 2016, and that was a legit 402 that I rode there on that course. So this is a very similar course to that. In fact, I'd say it's even faster than that course. So, you know what I mean? I know I can make the time up. I know I can I'm absolutely certain I can make the swim deficit up. It's just what will happen on the other side, right? If I have to push, I came here to go for broke. I come to challenge Jan. And so if I have to push a 70.3 pace, I will, because I don't care. I came here to race. And so if I ride it as if it was a 70.3, I will catch him, you know what I mean? Because he's not going to ride like a 70. He doesn't need to, right? I need to. So that's where I catch him. And then we find out what happens to me, and also if Jan is under pressure, what happens to him.
What do you think? Does it need to break the world record to win here?
I think we have a good shot on this course, yes, and I would take solace even if I finished second or last or however you want to think of it. But I pushed Jan to a new level, to the limit of human potential. What I really think of this event as is finding out what is the human possibility for the full distance event. We're not drafting anything. It's set up to be fast. It's taken out technicalities and that sort of thing. But it will show what the true human limit is on an accurately measured course for the long distance event. And I'm really, I'm happy to be part of that. And if I can have even a contribution, even if it's not me who sets a fast time, to just have been part of it and to contribute it, I'm very happy to take part.
Was this special time something you thought about and got it into your mind that you have to break the world record?
Well, you see, I've always said, from my running days and things, guys, sometimes let's say you're a 3K, you're doing a 3K and your best time is 8:30, but then you go out in 8-minute pace. It's a little bit dumb, why don't you run 8:20 first, right? And so my best time is 8:44. Now that course, even in the transitions, I probably, if you take the transitions and make them really short, I probably closer to 8:40, or 7:40. So my best time is about probably closer to 7:40 in a similar condition. So it'd be a little ridiculous for me to say, oh, I'm going to go 7:30 or 7:20 something. So baby steps for me. In my mind, that's how I thought of it, is show me a sub 7:40. So to do that, I need to swim around 50 minutes. I need to bike around 4:02 or something. And then I need to have a really good run in order to break 7:40 for me. But if I'm in the thick of it, I'm gonna be in the thick of it on the bike, and we'll find out what happens after that. I would like to take myself to a new place, and I would take solace, even if I blow up in the back end. I'll take solace that I tried.
What would a win mean to you, beating Jan in a battle like this?
I couldn't describe what it would mean to me. I mean, Jan has pushed me. I'm a better swimmer. I'm a better biker. I'm a better runner. Tactically, I'm better. Technically, I'm better. The one missing piece, I think, is the heat, nutrition, how to fuel properly in the heat. And I feel like I'm, in large part, due to Jan's performances the last couple of years in Kona, saying, wow, I am so far off. I mean, Jan has had such a positive impact on my career and my thinking. I don't know, but it's, it's like racing my hero, really. I've had the opportunity that I got into it, and I was able to progress fast enough, and I was older, that I actually get to race head-to-head with my sporting hero, and it's really cool. And it's and like I said, it doesn't matter what happens on Sunday. Just making it here and having the opportunity for me is amazing.
You had a very tough time in Ironman Coeur d'Alene in the end. Was there a moment when you thought, oh, maybe that's not the best idea to go in a few days and race Jan?
I mean, in the moment, I wanted to retire and never do a triathlon ever again. Certainly not a long-distance triathlon. But after talking to a lot of people, it's pretty easy to see what's happening to me, especially because it wasn't easy, right? Like, it was easy. I literally, it was my lowest bike power I ever did in an Ironman. And to have literally the worst run, my run was about the same time as my first Ironman I ever did as an amateur in 2010. I ran 3:53. I knew nothing about triathlon. I had no resources, nothing. And I ran the same time. That's not indicative of my potential. So once I put the pieces together, and then also when I looked at the course and I saw the conditions, I was like, okay, heat is not as big of a, if it was hot, if this was Kona conditions, I'd be very worried, right? Because I'd have to go test. But I've proven myself in these conditions that my body can handle these conditions. So, of course, you don't want to come here. There's nowhere to hide here, right? This is going to be very publicly seen. If I have a horrible race, it's going to be very painful for me. So you have nervousness, of course, but you don't turn down. When Jan calls you and says, hey, I'd like you to come out and do a race, you don't turn him down. You take that opportunity. And of course, I took that opportunity.
And now you told your YouTube followers that you're going to practice many long distances because you want to know how you should do it, and you have to do another one if you want to go to Kona. And you said already that Copenhagen is one option, and now you're already on the list for Lake Placid. Is it really an option to go there again a few days after this?
I'll be honest with you. I consulted with Cam Wurf, who has experience of doing this kind of thing. And he said, from his perspective, he would rather go to do Lake Placid 6 days later than to do the time change, go back, do the time change, come back, do the time change, and then do another Ironman. And so I'm going to obviously see if I feel that I had a good performance in this race on Sunday. The conditions will be a little warmer in Lake Placid, but it'll still be fairly cool. And I'll make a decision after the performance, and if it's even decently well, then yeah, I think I might go and race purely for a Kona spot. Just, I think in that race I probably need to get like third or fourth, because it's probably, well, there's risks and rewards to both, right? But I also would I might even come back and do Copenhagen too, because I don't care about I love 70.3s. I could go after Coeur d'Alene. The natural desire is to just go race 70.3s, right? It's like I do well at those, make a living doing that. But I mean, what does that do for me as a human, as a sportsman for my development? I need to become consistent. I'm consistent at 70.3s. There's no reason I can't be consistent at Ironmans across all conditions. I just have to figure it out. I'll put the pieces together. And so that's the only thing I have left to do in my career, I think, is to put the pieces together and become a consistent Ironman racer.
So let's see if you go there to Lake Placid or to Copenhagen as a new world record holder. Thank you, Linus.
Thank you. I appreciate it.